Good evening, you beautiful cuddlebugs, you, and welcome to another episode of A Tale of Dice, where I, together with these five beautiful Dutch people, try to talk English and play Pathfinder 2nd Edition poorly. I hope everybody's doing great, having a good time, feeling nice about stuff.
Well, you remember that, bright blue hat cap thing that I sometimes wore during the stream? I really like that one. It was knitted. It's pretty. I lost it during a date at a cafe.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's been kind of affecting my week. But aside from that, I had a really good week. So.
that's good news. I just went paintballing, and I actually did pretty well.
Oh, that explains why you look like that. That's fair.
And that's why you were
Well,
late
that's
to the stream,
genetics.
Maxime.
Yeah,
Was
that
the
does
reason
explain
you were
why
late?
I was late. Yeah,
Yeah?
I was just shooting some paintballs
Over there.
over
Yeah.
yonder. Yes,
They tried to attack your
Okay.
fort and you defended it bravely.
I was actually quite a marksman. Yes.
Well, very good then.
Yes,
Good for
you
you,
were.
Maxime. Good for you. Next time, if anybody who is playing paintball with Maxime is watching, shoot him a couple of other times just to make him feel that he should be on time for the stream next time around. But anyhow, with all of those paintballs flying into faces in real life, losing hats in real life, it is time for us to escape into a fantasy world of our making. So, shall we play again? And we're back. To make things even worse, Maxime is breaking another rule as well, and he is eating on stream. Maxime, you know very
Right.
well. Maxime, you know very well that there is no food to be
Illegal.
eaten unless the chat make it so. However, with that being said, last we left off, our heroes, known as the Pack, had strewn out the city of Farwater in search for the causes of a magical plague that slowly but surely turned the denizens of the city mad. Our heroes have uncovered that some sort of dark force, calling itself simply a shepherd, is teaching certain individuals into harnessing dangerous powers that not only grant them great magical abilities, but also unleash this crystal plague on the city. Realizing that these people must be stopped, our heroes have sought out multiple of these individuals already. One of which, the prodigy of the Vedius family, has met their end at the hands of the Pack. And last week, another one was being confronted by all of you. Lyra Dracos, a rogue wizard who exited the same guild that Tarush is still a part of, the Cerulean Circle, had holed herself up into a small bunker of sorts, investigating this plague as well. Upon finding her, so to speak, lair, Tarush entered in alone, disguising himself as one of the faceless stalkers, the minions of this dark shepherd, and tried to converse with Lyra. Saying some things, however, that didn't really make sense for a faceless stalker, Lyra quickly catched on to Tarush's ploy, but Tarush, also telling her about this group of druids, now known as SEAL Team 6, because they all turned into SEALs, was lying in wait, so if Lyra did attack him, then she would surely meet her end at the hands of these druids. Giving himself and herself a little bit more time in this, the conversation went on, until Lyra discovered that within Tarush, she might uncover a kindred spirit. And in so doing, she betrayed this dark shepherd and basically promised Tarush to help him and the rest of the pack get rid of whatever is plaguing the city in more ways than one. Upon so doing, however, Lyra also told Tarush that this dark shepherd might be informed of her betrayal, and in so doing quickly assailed the pack and Lyra with a bunch of scum and faceless stalkers. After a fierce battle, our heroes were eventually victorious, not only learning enough to level them up to level 3, but also giving themselves a nice little bit of breathing room to figure out what Lyra knows, if she might be an ally, and where to go from here. So, as we jump back into the game, all of you quickly walk into Lyra's bunker, grab all her belongings, or at least the ones that matter to her and to all of you, because she has been doing a lot of research, exit the premises, and quickly make your way to...
The lake house.
Yep.
Very well. Okay, so, as you guys begin to make your way back to the city, there was some talking about maybe trying to steal from Lyra. So if anyone wants to do something like that, then you have to tell me beforehand before we get to...
Could we not?
It's not really
I'm gonna punch him.
stealing. But it's not really stealing because, one, she's with us, and two, if we don't help her take her stuff with us, she will lose them eventually because the scum will come and get it. So we might as well...
What I'm thinking is, you said the stuff that matters to her. Whatever stuff she leaves behind, I would like the stuff in my pocket.
Well, she's
If
still
there's
with us.
anything of value.
Basically, what happens is then, as you guys enter her bunker, you guys begin to look around, and she begins to point to all of the different things that need to be taken with all of you. Both desks have strewn about them all kinds of papers that she bundles up and puts into her pocket. She points to different objects of interest, some potions, some scrolls, some paper, some reagents, and eventually, with all of these things carried together, you guys move away. And Tarush, at that point, you look around, and the only things of quote-unquote interest that are still left in this bunker are the empty pieces of furniture, a bedroll, a couple of pieces of the crystal that you found on different places that she seemingly was investigating, but no more... Well, actually, yes, there would be a lot of books strewn about still.
Oh. I mean, yeah, why not? I will, if she doesn't want them, I'll if we still have the carrying capacity as a group, I would either way suggest bringing books. At worst, we donate them to the lake house, and at best, we have a few books to sell or whatever.
Yeah, so you can basically, you can't take them all with you, because it seems that as you gather a couple of these books up, you begin to realize that these aren't of a arcane nature or something. This is all just simple prose, as while you're pretty much locked up in a small metal box, there aren't a lot of things to do leisure-wise except reading, and she seemed to be reading a lot of things, so nothing that is left here of any arcane value, but just simple prose that she probably gathered up in her many trips to the city limits.
That's fair. I'll just grab a handful.
Very well.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Is there anything that you guys would like to do, accomplish while you get to the lake house, or can we fast forward and just see what happens when we enter there?
I think we can fast travel.
Buddy.
Oh crap, we still had the scum. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so yeah, as you guys begin to leave, you begin to realize that you still have Buddy, the scum that was, by the virtue of the chat, turned into an ally to all of you. So one of these fish people is there now.
I just start walking next to it him.
Yeah, don't kill it. Don't kill it.
And I offer one of my rations.
You get this nice little cracker out, and you hand it over to Buddy, and Buddy just looks at it, begins to munch it down, begins to blink with one eye after the other.
Oh my god, I love it. I offer him the flask.
The flask?
My flask.
Your flask.
My flask.
Takes a small sip. Continues munching on the ration.
I like pat him on the head and take the flask back.
As
You'll
you
get
pat him on
used
the
to it,
head,
Boston.
as you pat him on the head, like his right leg goes.
Oh my god, I love him. I love him so much. Don't tell Nox. Yeah, no, as long as I'm going to try to teach him a little bit of common. I'm gonna point at the ration and say, food.
So
And-
while all of your friends are gathering up stuff, you are just sitting there trying to teach this fish person some common.
Yeah, I'm gonna teach him food, and if he grasps it, I'm gonna try to teach him more as well.
I mean, how do you point at the ration and just go food?
Yeah.
And then I take out another ration and hold it myself, and I go, food, and I take a bite as well.
Go ahead and make a nature check.
God damn it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Animal handling is nature.
Yeah, that's true. But
I guess no. He is sentient. You could also go for diplomacy.
It would be diplomacy with a
Yeah.
-4 or something, right? Or lacking.
Right, -4 because you don't share a language.
Yeah.
that's fine. I have a +4 on diplomacy, so that's a straight
So it's
roll.
a straight roll.
That's a 5.
As a vibe.
Yeah.
You point at the food and just go like, yeah, thanks, yeah.
I'll keep working on it.
And with,
I bet Nox is going like, woo, woo, like trying to do the food as well.
Grimboy in chat.
Grimboy, thank you so
Hey,
much
goodbye!
for your continued patronage. And if I am not mistaken, Nideko, you as well. You gave us your beautiful subscription before we got started, but I don't think we missed it. Thank you very much as well.
So, as we start carrying, including Edge, who has a crate, I hope, Tarush eventually catches up to Crowan.
Yeah.
Are you quite all right?
Not sure for now. I think I can go on.
'Twas the thing you spoke of before, wasn't it?
Out of character, I'm not sure I mentioned it.
I think you... Oh, you didn't. Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, either way, 'twas the master we spoke to.
I think it's trying to get a grip on me. Yes, this is unfortunate.
Lyra managed to resist it, but perhaps we can think of ways for you to do so as well.
I might go ask Lyra about that.
Yes, I'll do so. And Tarush starts walking past him towards... Oh, before I do so, actually, Crowan, perhaps you might want to talk or think with Edge about how we're gonna take that thing into the city limits.
I was thinking we don't do that.
Well, and Tarush looks back at Edge,
Yeah.
happily brabbling about with Buddy.
Oh, at this moment, I would say that all of you are walking because, as Lyra said, to stay
Yeah, that's
put
what I
there-
mean.
Yeah. So right now, you guys are walking. Edge is carrying stuff, and behind Edge, just this scum with the ration still halfway in his mouth, like.
Perhaps
I am-
you
What's
talk
happening?
to Edge about that.
As you guys make your way back to the city limits, this is still like populated grounds. So eventually you see like a cart riding across the pathway next to you, and like the driver with a straw hat just goes, "Is that a walking fish?" and just goes on with its way.
I want to add that I'm not walking, I'm floating.
Oh,
Oh,
Because I'm still on my hiker's life.
yeah, okay.
No.
In which case, like, the driver of the cart just first sees, like, the fish person, then sees you floating by, just goes, fucking adventurers.
Corin's gonna go to Edge and say, Edge, do you have a plan with what we want to do with, I think we call it now, Buddy?
Yes. There must be somebody at the lake house or somebody at the guards who either, I do believe it was the high host who could speak his language. Perhaps we could use him for information.
Are you sure he's gonna stay our friend?
Well, if he doesn't, then that's an easy solution.
Okay.
But as long as he's our friend, we have an advantage. He is a scum. He knows about possibly the scum's plans, and if not, then he at least knows where the settlements in the sewers are.
Okay.
This is an opportunity.
I think it's good if we just keep an eye on him, see if anything changes. Yeah, and that's it.
It seems okay.
All right. As you make your way to one of the many gates of Farwater, as you walk up towards it, a couple of Silver Sentinel guards are stationed there, and as they see a small fish person walk with you, one of them just stands up with its spear and just goes, "Ho, ho, ho, stop right there. No. We have enough scum within the city limits as it is. What is all of this?"
This is a friend of ours. He's going to be helping us with the scum problem, actually.
Indeed. We are both from the Cerulean Circle. Lyra steps forward and says, "We're both from the Cerulean Circle, and this is Cerulean Circle business. These are our companions, and we have found a scum willing to work with us against the scum within the city limits. So I believe that this one will be a great boon to the city." And there will be an A check on her part for Edge. You can go ahead and make a diplomacy check.
Diplomacy.
And you can add a +1.
That's a 21.
Nice.
That roll is 16. I love these dice. See, it works when you buy the dice specifically for the character.
It's true. Like, just as with magical items, they need to be attuned to the person.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And the guard just goes, "All right, very well then. You wizarding folk have it under control? Of course, we wouldn't be here if we didn't. Very well." Steps aside.
I'm gonna start walking behind Buddy to make sure that he's kind of in the middle of us so we don't lose him or he wanders off.
But it just looks at all of you. Does, like, grip his, or their, I have no idea. If this
I don't know. We'll find out soon, hopefully.
Yeah. Like, harpoon gun and looks at the guards because, while Buddy is friendly to you, like, the scum is still hostile to the local guard, which it knows as the enemy. So he just begins to slowly walk with you past the guards. The guards also, like, clench their spear a little bit more tightly.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems to go okay.
Okay.
Around the survivor, a perimeter create.
Very well. Okay, so Yoda, you and the rest of the party venture forth towards the lake house?
Yeah.
Very well.
I do think we want to. Terush wanted to ask Lyra about maybe preventing me from getting taken over again.
Yeah, I want to talk to Lyra on the way, or at least chat with her as
Alright.
we're walking.
Very well.
So yeah, Tarush walks up, crate in hand. Lyra, you seemed capable of preventing, well, whatever it was that took Crowan out from affecting you. Well, affecting you fully.
As you begin to speak, Lyra just looks at you with a sideways glance and just goes, "Oh fuck." She makes a couple of signs in the air and taps her staff on the ground. And she, with her staff, can cast Mind Link. You link your mind to the target's mind and mentally impart to that target amount of information in an instant that could otherwise be communicated in 10 minutes. So basically what happens is that Lyra says, via this mind link for a moment, look, Tarush, we might have been out of the forest for a bit, but here within the walls of Farwater, there are more of these shape changers, these faceless stalkers. If we wish to be at peace, we cannot talk of any of these things that might arise suspicion. I've researched into them and they seem to be very keen of senses. I've even tracked some down that have been gifted in some other ways or classes of magic. If we have made a big enemy out of this shepherd, I'm sure that just a couple of scum and faceless stalkers that they sent to my abode won't be the only ones or the last. Better to keep ourselves silent for now and venture forth to this lake house before talking further.
Tarush just goes like it's the same as with the wish, basically.
Yeah.
But like on a smaller scale where this amount of information is just injected into him. Very well. And he smiles politely, nods, and takes a few steps forward to fall into a line.
All right. With that being said, you make your way through the northern regions of Farwater, all the way into the core Old Town districts. There you swivel through a couple of alleyways until eventually you find yourself on the small square with behind it the lake house, this large temple consisting of 3 domed spaces. The first one, the middle one, the largest one of all. Doors always open, and from within you can already hear the sounds of, let's see here. There we go. Of different people making music, laughing, having a jolly old time, as the lake house is not only a large inn, but also the temple to Avandra, the lady of travelers, luck, and all kinds of debauchery. As you take a couple of steps through the main doors, you are greeted with now somewhat familiar scents of roasted meats and fish, beautiful sounds emanating from different places where bards are strumming their instruments. The far left, the bar area, from which whiffs all the different kinds of meads and ales that they are gathering up for any and all that have a couple of coins to spend. And here, Edge, you find yourself most at home of all. What would you guys like to do?
We will set you up in my room for now, and arrange a new one later.
Friends, are you okay if I go lie down? Because it is fun to be able to walk on water and floating, but I'm getting kind of light in my head too.
I think take your time. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to my room, laying down, getting rest.
Very well.
So much noise out there.
Yeah. Just terrible.
So professional.
You can go ahead and fight.
I'm done.
Says
I'm
while he
sleeping.
purposely holds the crisps next to his motherfucking microphone.
No, I'm not.
So Tarush leads Lyra up to his room alongside the rest of the pack to dump all the crates. And he starts helping her unpack as they then start conversing within the safe 4 walls of his chambers. Perhaps Jack would want to be there?
Yeah, I would love to be there.
Well, this is going on. Edge, Crone, are you guys joining as well? Or are
I
you...
think we're gonna...
I'm gonna take Buddy to the high host.
That was the plan, yeah.
All right. So, Tarush, Jack, you take Lyra into your chambers, and as all the crates are situated there, Just goes, all right, so that was all of them?
Yes. I do wonder now that we're within a safe space. Well, as safe as can be. It's time to spill the proverbial beans. I might say.
Yes. Beans.
Right. What do you wish to know? Don't we have to wait on your other companions before we get into the thick of everything?
Truce looks over at Jack and shrugs.
I'd say the two of us are the magical experts of the group. We'll relay
Well,
what information is needed.
We'll catch up afterwards.
Very well then. Hand me that bag over there. And as you do so, she gets a couple of papers out and begins to just put it on a small table that she pulls into the middle so that all three of you can stand around. With your companion of Crowan, you might have as well have already uncovered that this power does not wait for approval from its hosts. It seems that this resonance, this vibration of power, finds purchase in the minds of many people, me being one of them. I have dedicated my research of these last couple of weeks to months into uncovering what the hell all of this is. And I have found out that things might be a bit dire. However, I understand that you wish to hear more, but do also understand that while our short arrangement of combat against the scum was a fruitful one, we are very far from being trusted allies. Now, I understand that subterfuge was necessary in these strained times, but before we go any further, I must know, are there any more lies that you have told me about who you are and what you are doing here? You are not druids.
No, not at all. No. I'm a wizard, man.
Very well. And Tarush, you are with the Cerulean Circle? Are you even in Dan Silvus?
Yes, and a yes on those accounts.
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check for me real quick.
Natural 17, baby. 25.
Very well. Then, what are your real goals here? Just good Samaritans trying to rid the city of this curse?
As I explained before, we each have our individual ambitions and goals. But when it comes down to it, we've all somehow been attacked by this ringing. So, first and foremost, I suppose it is retribution upon an enemy against which we had done no harm before it attacked us.
Might I also add a swear of openness that there's also capital involved. We got attacked. We fought this person, and after that we got a contract. I don't know if we can actually call it a contract, but we are getting paid as well. Yeah.
Different individuals, all with their own ambitions, but a contract nonetheless. Who has contracted you to investigate all of this?
I would not yet divulge the name of our patron.
Very well.
For, like you said yourself, our alliance has not yet been truly forged. the metal is still heated. It must still be doused in the cold ice of, well, trust well earned.
Could we at least state that this benefactor of yours, their ambitions align with that of the city, or do their ambitions align simply with their own?
No, as far as we're concerned, the Good Samaritan in this story is that benefactor. We, of course, try to help our hand, but it's this person that wants to rid the city of this evil. Yeah.
Very well then. An opportune situation for all of you, then, it seems. Tarush, we have spoken about your personal ambitions. And you've said many times now that, while the five of you travel together and are seemingly employed by this singular entity, you do have different outlooks on all of this and different reasons to rid this place of the disease. Before we can go any further, I must know the reasons of your companions, why they are here. And as we are in the room here with Jack, why don't you tell us why you are into this? Is it just the monetary gain?
No, it's actually the adventure as well. I came to the city searching for knowledge and adventure, new experiences and such. And since I come from the farmlands way yonder, we used to have this thing called day laborers, and I see myself a bit as one at the moment, and it supplies me with both cash, knowledge, and some newfound experiences. It's nothing too big.
Nonetheless, an ambition that I can respect. What about the rest of your friends? Crowan, for one, didn't seem like the magical type.
No, if he is, then that will be a big surprise for us. Yeah.
It's the best that I could discern is that Cohen wishes to do good. I have not spoken at length with him about his past or ambitions, but it seems that he's driven by a need to protect the people of the city. Far more than the rest of us, perhaps save Edge.
Is that so? Go ahead and make another diplomacy check.
That's an 11 this time, 19.
Let's see. A noble cause, then, for both of them. That leaves us with Olam.
I think not even Olam is sure why she's here, to be honest.
That was going to be my answer too, yeah.
I didn't mean to pry or offend, but it did seem that Olam was flabbergasted by a lot that was going on around her.
No, I did speak to Olam a bit more in detail, and Olam is deeply connected to a deity, in servitude to it, in debt to it. Jack is correct. Olam doesn't seem to know much about her past, but her powers are
formidable.
Yes. And by the grace of her god.
Very well then. And it seems that there are no incentives that seem to bump heads between me and all of you. I simply wish to maintain the city of Farwater, and whatever this force is seems to threaten it and its citizens.
Press
Therefore, it
X
must
to
stop.
doubt.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
I doubt very poorly. That's a 2 for 7.
7? She seems to be telling the truth.
Yeah, still, I do have a few things to say.
I want to believe you. But one does wonder how one who simply wishes to protect the city then is, expelled from the Cerulean Circle and comes into contact with this shepherd, as you call it? None of the people that we have encountered so far to have come in contact with it have not been driven by ambition of sorts.
Point taken. And I will not lie to you that indeed my endeavors is not as noble as Edge or Crowan. But do get it right, I was not expelled from the Cerulean Circle, I left. I left when this power entered me, and I will admit that I was intrigued by it. Where this source hailed from, what it could be used for. But the more I researched it, the more I realized what was actually going on. I'm an enchantress myself, so I know very well when certain individuals are trying to trick one's mind. I will not have it happen to me. This shepherd indeed does only seem to guide people to this force, but it doesn't seem to impart with it all of the dirty little details of what it is. This power is raw, constant. It seems to permeate everything. And in so doing, it is dangerous. It can whittle away on one's mind and one's very being if left unchecked. And my research has shown that this entity is trying to do just that. I'm unsure why, but it just wishes for this power to increase in whatever way, shape, or form. As I said before, it seems to resonate, not just by the crystals, but also by the people themselves that are in league with it. It is amplified, and this amplification is turning towards a tipping point of sorts. I have no idea what will happen if it is reached, but I doubt that this large raw amount of power will do any good, or at least this shepherd is not so caring about the city as all of us are. Don't get me wrong, I am not some hero here to save the city, but it does no one good to see it destroyed. And I will not have a hand in innocent lives being lost.
Very well. Sounds, well, promising. Acceptable, at the very least.
My thoughts exactly.
So, where do you propose we go from here? Do you have suggestions? We, of course, have plans of our own. But
What's your plan?
I have now shared with you one of the great hallmarks of my research. As a gesture of faith in my side, I would like to hear what your plans are. How did you know of my existence?
Well, to be honest, by sheer luck. We, by some mysterious circumstance, encountered a spell which could help us find, for instance, you. We found a number of individuals that are working with this entity, and we are trying to tick the boxes. We are working through them. You being one of them, and we are, just going person per person.
I take it ticking the boxes means eliminating these points of resonance.
Yes, the points of resonance. Yes, we want. It's very simple. We want to make sure that this stops.
Very well.
We have another avenue of approach. One thing though. Look, cards on the table. Once more, keep pulling them out of their sleeves. As soon as we left the place, you were stashed and we were attacked. As soon as this happened, Curran fell unconscious. You were obviously affected. I have this slight feeling that anything we tell you, whether willingly or not, might find its way to our enemy. Do you understand my concern?
Which brings me to the next part of my research then. While the shepherd indeed speaks as if it only guides, it does seem to impart some sort of connection. It bestows upon its flock, if you will, different arcane familiars. I, luckily, already had Nala, as the floating electric eel begins to twirl around her neck a little bit and begins to nuzzle into it.
Jesse kind of hides in my collar,
Can we just take a second to appreciate the very, very long angry red that Crystal is going on in chat?
It's just crazy that for the past freaking weeks, people keep forgetting that Olam has a reason to do this whole thing, and she knows stuff just not about this stupid world, okay? No,
we didn't say you were dumb or
something.
something. It was just,
What?
We didn't say you were dumb or something.
Well, you did kind of agree that I don't know a lot, so.
And you were a formidable warrior.
Yeah, we didn't.
You didn't talk about that, though!
We did!
We actually, you were disappointed.
Mentioned in passing.
Lyra called your powers formidable.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
Lyra.
She's the only thing she saw of me was my fighting, and she said I was looking around sheepishly. She doesn't know a thing.
Well,
Okay.
if you wanted to rant, you shouldn't have gone to bed.
Shouldn't have gone to bed. Should just keep floating with us. We'll float too.
Olam is having the worst,
Nightmare.
angry dreams right now.
They're just ripples among her
Edge
neck
will
hairs.
murder Tarush in his sleep for the
Thank
second
you.
time this week.
So, like I was saying, these familiars that are bestowed upon them allows it to bestow some strength and understanding, but also acts as a conduit back. However, next to that, even without these familiars, there does indeed seem to be some sort of connection. The entity works predominantly through dreams, on an emotional level. It is my understanding, or at least my belief, that at this moment in time, the connection is not strong enough or clear enough to send through vast amounts of information unless being spoken to in the dreamscape. However, what seems to pass through this connection is a empathic link, so to speak. Vague emotional ideas seem to be tapped into. Vague emotional ideas such as the conscious decision to betray. I have to be perfectly frank with all of you and say that this is indeed but a hunch. Although the reason that the fact that we didn't get attacked on the roads here does seem to point into direction that my theory might have been correct.
So, you only betrayed it when you agreed to join us.
Well, of course. or at least in so many words. I had to bide my time. See what could be done. Use his own force against it, if I must.
All right. What do you think,
So tell
Jack?
me,
Do we trust her?
who was the next person on your list then? After me. How many others have you found out? How many points of interest?
Do you trust her, Jack?
We can say that we found 3 points of interest. You being the second one. We have one more person on our list that we need to address.
Let me be clear
Who this
here. I
person
do not
is?
trust you, and I don't expect you to trust me. I like to see this as a simple transaction of information. I have more things to share with you that might aid in your endeavor, and perhaps due to these trades, if you like, we might eventually come to a point of understanding. If you can give me the information about this point of interest, the name, what this person is doing, and what you plan to do with them, then I will spill my beans, so to speak, as well.
Tarus, what would you say? Do you?
Don't think she's lied to us so far, but
Neither do
still, I would like to discuss it with the rest of the group before we make any further decisions.
Very well. Then,
What I
before
do-
you leave to the rest of your group, give me 1 minute. And she begins to meticulously look through all of the different crates and through all of the papers and realizes that nothing is taken.
Yeah.
Very well. Everything seems to be here and in order. Then I will leave you to your companions, and I will get myself settled for now.
Before you leave, what I do want to say is that, speaking for myself, but also for many of us, that many of us, and I think all of us, I'm not sure, we are not mercenaries. It's not our direct intent to go against this with blade. We just want this to stop. That's all.
Understood. And know that there is no ill will on my part to hamper you in any way, shape, or form. We are right now only acting in self-defense, so to speak. And I do want you all to know that I do not begrudge you for not trusting me right now. It is all about a process.
Yes.
I look over everywhere in the room. Well, I just scan the room. Is her spell book on her person or lying around somewhere?
Oh yeah, her spellbook was on her person. I mean, she
Okay.
just exited combat with all of you, so her things like that were on
Yeah.
her person. Yes.
Okay. For now, I say nothing. And I nod.
Thank you so much for your openness and honesty up until this point, Lyra.
And thank you for your openness in conversation as well. Let us see to it that this tension gets dispelled.
Tarush opens the door for Jack.
Thank you. And Jack just exits.
And he leaves after Jack and takes a sly, coy look backwards at Lyra before closing the door. A flirty
I like
look.
how during this whole conversation said, "Should I trust you? No, you shouldn't." And nobody made an insight check to check if she was lying. No one.
All right.
It's
so,
not our forte.
while
Shame.
all of this is going on,
Hold on.
the two of you. Oh, yeah.
Can I make a diplomacy check for that flirt?
Oh, hell yeah, you can.
Can I make an insight check to see if that flirt receives?
That's a 15 plus 8 is 23.
A sly, like, one corner of the mouth pulled up grin does flash on Lyris's face. And as you gaze towards Tarush, go ahead and make a perception check, Jack.
I rolled a I rolled a 12, so I have no clue. I'm just
Well,
like, ooh, birds.
I mean, Tarush really seems happy with how that conversation went.
That's good news.
Yeah. All right. So while this conversation has been going on, Olam, what are you doing?
I'm sleeping.
All right. So Olam, go ahead and make me a athletics check, please.
For sleeping?
Mhm.
Oh, great.
Sleeping really hard.
So just to add, Crystal,
Yeah.
I think you're like, what's the term? Because if you're floating, so you get like a -2 or a -4 on
Yeah,
athletics
enfeebled.
checks?
Enfeebled.
Enfeebled, that's the term.
I think it's -3 right now.
It's 3.
4.
-4. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll an athletics check.
I got a 6 on athletics, so you know that's a 14.
14. All right. Even in your enfeebled state, you are capable, as you are a little bit cold, to turn around and pull the blankets over you, so you are now nice and cozy and warm again.
Yay!
You were sleeping. Downstairs, in the large open area where all kinds of wooden tables are set, large pillars hold up this large domed structure. The three of you, Edge, Crowan, and Buddy, are going to do what?
I was going to look for the High Host because I do remember him saying that he spoke the scum language.
Aquin.
Aqua something.
Aquin.
All right.
Aquin.
Aquin. Basically, aqua with an N behind it. Aquin.
Aquan.
Aquin. As you guys enter the establishment, you take a look around. You see a lot of patrons just sitting here as the afternoon lunch rush is in full swing. You see a couple of people standing behind the bar, but the High Host is nowhere in sight as of this moment.
Then I'm gonna gesture to Crowan if he wants a beer.
Yeah, I guess.
I'll order 2 beers and ask the bartender where we might find the High Host.
Hey Edge, 2 beers. Coming right up. On your tab, I figure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's with the... Is that a scum?
Yes. And we are going to need the High Host for a conversation of
What is he
sorts.
nibbling on?
Rations.
All right. As long as it's rations.
I mean, I think it's rations.
Right now, you can just see him like suckle on a piece of wood.
Okay.
I'm going to ignore that. It's like, where did you find it? Why is he suckling on the wood? It's like, okay, you do you, little buddy.
Yeah. Look, all of the different patrons are taking a look over here. I'm not sure if they like one of the sewer creatures walking around. Does it do tricks?
Not yet.
Otherwise, I'm gonna have to ask you to take it. Just take it out on the.
Patio?
Yeah, thank you.
I'll take it out on the patio.
As you guys
And
walk.
while I'm out there, I'll put a little offering in the thing for Avandra.
Very nice. As you take a couple of steps outward, and there you can see that the cloak of Awandra's statue then turns into the pier that all the way goes up into the water of the small lake that is just plumped right here into the city where the lake house is situated at. It doesn't take long before a known voice makes itself clear to all of you, as on the patio now also steps the High Host himself. Zorel Flo with the large black braid, beautifully groomed, tight beard, ring beard. And as he takes a couple of steps, well now. And I thought that I had contracted all of you to get rid of these people, not take it here within the lake house. I figure you have some stories to tell, Edge.
Well, this little guy decided to be friendly to us, and we decided to take advantage of that situation and bring him here and see if there's a way to find out what he knows about the situation of this community sewers, possibly the crystal plague. And I remember you saying that you speak their language.
I do indeed. However, it seems that I also agreed with all of you to lend these talents after you got rid of my little scum problem down below. Has that been taken care of?
Not yet. We've been busy.
Edge, I'm sorry, but there are a lot of people that need my aid. Unless we can do business.
We could also just pay him to. Just whisper to Edge. Can we just pay him to translate?
Well, I'd say, like, for what it's worth, paying someone to do the equivalent of a second level spell is a lot.
So basically,
So maybe we should discuss that.
Yeah, tongues could be something that you guys want to have cast. Oh God!
Comprehend language, I think, right?
Comprehend language. Yeah, tongues is a 5th level spell. Jeez.
Comprehend language, which, yeah.
Isn't that only written languages?
No.
Okay.
A single
can-
language it is hearing or reading. Yeah.
Oh, so he cannot speak it.
Oh
No.
crap! Yeah, so you can't speak it. Heightened 3rd level. Yeah, so as a 3rd level spell, the target can also speak the language.
Oh, okay. And how expensive are 3rd level spells usually?
3rd level spell is gonna cost you.
Yeah, I say we find a different way because
3rd level spell is going to be 18 gold pieces.
Yeah.
It's pretty steep.
Okay.
And for
You could
what
try
it's
it.
worth, because yeah, it feels like metagaming.
Well, Edge, you could try to convince Zorel in any way, shape, or form to make you a nicer deal. Like, you are also a follower of Avandra, so you have like a
And I've
little bit
seen
of a
him
boost.
naked. How many gold pieces was it?
18.
I have 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like there's so many alternatives to and for what it's worth, I've already made my level 3 cheat, and comprehend languages is my new spell.
Oh, okay.
So
You
Okay.
can't speak it, so you can't ask him
I'm
questions.
okay. I'm still
is metagaming,
gonna
Yeah,
try
I know,
to
but it feels like
you-
spending 18 gold as a party on
Yeah.
that for.
I get you. I get you. but still.
I'll try to use my persuasion or something, hinting at our night together to see if maybe, I don't know, he can make a little exception for us.
How do you do this?
I'm gonna stand just a little bit closer to him and say, as a follower of Evandra, you know that I am going to make good on my promise, but this is a problem that we need taken care of now, rather than later. Isn't there anything you can do? And I sort of lean my body against his a little bit.
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check.
Yeah. That's the second time it's landed on a 5! Motherfucker! That's a 9.
It's gonna be a new.
Yeah, that's gonna be new.
Edge. If I had to use my powers with everyone that pushed up against me like this, then a lot of these patrons would come back way, way more often. I'm sorry, but I have... If I make an exception for you, I will have to make an exception for everyone.
Well, then it wouldn't be an exception anymore.
And I would no longer have time to keep the lake house in working order.
Can't blame me for trying.
Of course not. He peckers you on the forehead and goes,
Oh, that's way too intimate.
It was way too far.
we had sex like once, twice, maybe. That's just like what's going through Etch's mind right now. Like, oh fuck.
Did you avoid the horns?
You were
An
just
emotional
pressing like
connection,
your
oh no.
breasts against him, but now you're like.
However, as a fellow lost person has brought this scum within the lake house, he is welcome. He takes a couple of steps forward and just goes. Speaks a couple of words, and the scum also begins to speak a couple of words. Extends the hand, shakes the hand of Zarel, and Zarel goes, "Well, I will give you this much. In his tongue, his name is Friends, or something along those lines. At least you now know what to call him."
He's our little buddy.
Yeah.
It just goes, oh, that's good because I've been calling him buddy this whole time. So that's
And with that explosion of emotions, I will get back to my duties. Enjoy your stay. Your tab is still open. You need to pay that shit. Good luck.
I'll get the rich kid. And I'm gonna order another beer at the bar. And see if I can spot the servant girl who helped me with my hair the other day.
She seems to not be at the bar, but you could ask for her if you'd like.
Maybe later tonight.
Very well. Crowan, is there anything that you are doing while all of this is going on?
No, I don't think so. My biggest worry is that at some point Buddy's gonna go, "Hey, why am I friends with them?" Screw that. No. I'm just gonna keep on. I'm gonna sit down and just check on the scum.
Very well. Babysitting duties.
Keep
All
your
right.
crossbow like on your lap as you're sitting at a table, like ready to
Yeah.
Han Solo style, like get ready to shoot first.
Yeah, basically.
All right.
Han did shoot first.
And so
Yeah,
did
man.
Crowan.
Or will he? Then, as all of you are seated at the bar, drinking your round of ale, or beers, or mead, or whatever other beverage you drink in fantasy times, eventually you find that Jack and Tarush are entering the main floor of the lake house, make their way through the different tables, and eventually find their seats next to you.
Yeah, as we're headed there, Tarush looks at Jack.
Hey, do you still have that scroll of acid arrow on you somewhere?
I think I do. I have to check. Let me have a quick look. And I start rummaging through all the stuff you hear, bottles clinking and some papers, and then oh yeah, I got it. Here
Mind
you
if
go.
I borrow it for a few days?
Yeah, be my guest. Yeah.
Thanks. Much obliged.
So we join Crowan and Edge at the table. The loud ringing of Tarush's armor as he sits down, or the weight on the bench.
We need to pay our tapters. Or Jack, which one was handling the money? One of you.
We'll get to that. But yes, tabs must be paid, dues must be made. I would love to check on our progress. Anything with the little thing?
Yes.
The scum, we can't understand him yet, but remember that promise we made of clearing the sewer part underneath the lake house? Well,
Oh,
the lake master is basically holding us on to that promise, and then maybe he will agree to try and send place
He's
for us.
already agreed to do it, but in return, as payment, we were going to rid the lake of this scum.
Yeah, basically.
He
he's
did,
gonna
however,
translate once. Yeah.
figure out that our scum friend's name, in his language, is friend. So my calling him buddy is fucking perfect.
So it's canon now. But
Tarush looks at.
oh, cat, what?
Cannon?
Well-
What? Is there a cannon?
it's a literal thing. Yeah, learned
But-
about in high school.
I've been working on our little language problem already. A spell. I will hope to have finished it by tomorrow, or part of it, at least. Maybe make some progress from there with Buddy.
Bruce looks over it, trying to like contain his disgust, before remembering that, you know, the absolute difference in facial structure probably wouldn't really relay it to the fish person. So then he just goes, ugh.
Yeah.
You see, like, because the scum is a small creature, you see like 2 hands just come up, get the mead, take a sip, put it back.
I would have put him in a booster. I mean, that's just bad manners to have him sit under the table.
I mean, the lake house doesn't really have boosters.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't think
I
they
would have
really.
folded my cloak or something for him
Okay.
to sit on.
Let's be very honest.
Don't get me wrong.
There are
you
probably halflings and such that come
Yeah,
by.
the lake house has tables for small creatures, but you are all medium creatures.
Yeah.
So you can sit at a different table.
I don't know,
at the kids'
Edge. You
table.
didn't name it. It didn't happen. It's just like your inventory.
All right, I will take off my cloak and fold it up and shove it under Buddy's butt.
Yeah. If you want to
you,
rest
my
up,
friend, and I do the ching ching and take a big swig.
if we want to rest up, we need to figure out how we're gonna keep Buddy in our company. Do we want him in our rooms?
Yes.
I don't mind having him in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Problem solved.
If I remember correctly, I'm sharing a room with Olam and Crowan.
Yeah.
Edge stinks
one?
like a vagrant already. Might as well add fish to the list.
Oh, I shoot daggers at him.
Ooh. Even Jack is like, ooh.
Oh, he's
Ooh.
oh, yeah.
So when it
Can I
comes
roll
to
an intimidation for that?
I mean, it's pretty clear that you're pissed off. You can try to demoralize Tarush and make him actually afraid. That's
Yes.
an activity that you can do.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll intimidation against this.
Make
will
him
beast.
flinch. Make him flinch.
That is a 15 on the die,
Oh,
That's probably not.
plus 9, so that's 24.
24.
Yeah, so Tarush breaks a sweat as he looks over to Edge.
yeah, you want to continue what we did?
Let's fucking go, bitch. And I like stand up quickly. My chair goes back.
Yeah.
Calm down, calm down. We need to discuss.
When it comes to the topic of Lyra, I am not sure what to do.
She did betray her master, apparently. So that's a point in her favor. Her motive seems unclear to me.
Armies and noble houses rarely accept deserters, even if it might add to their numbers. Because past behavior is an indicator of future behavior. She's betrayed her former master. How long will it take for her to betray us?
But I don't think we should ignore her either.
No, not at all. No. In our conversation, she's proven to be very open in sharing information, getting information, sharing it with us. But I do share Tarush's fright that she might turn on us, especially since the last encounter with Vermilion came to the same conclusion.
Wait. So we do not trust her, but we brought her here?
Yes.
Well, we trust her to a certain extent. I mean, she hasn't killed us yet, so.
And consider also that she is like Jack and myself, limited in options when it comes to combat. Right now, she awaits our judgment in a small enclosed space. Should we now decide it, you and Crowan could go in and beat her to a pulp. And she would have very few options to resist.
That seems a bit overly dramatic, Tarush.
it is an over dramatization. Of course, I don't think we intend to beat her up anytime soon.
So what is the plan with her anyway? We went to find her. We found her. We got attacked by scum. Now we've brought her here. Now what? Is she an ally now? Are we allied with her? Is she going to help us stop the ringing? What?
That is what we are discussing now. The reason we did not continue the conversation is because she desires information about our next plans, our next steps, before giving us more of her knowledge. Hence my suspicion.
I think Olam should be here for this conversation. I'm going to see if I can wake her up. I'm gonna go up to our room and very quietly open the door and see if Olam is still floating in bed.
How many hours did we pass?
Not long.
Not
Okay.
even one, probably.
One,
Yeah,
maybe.
one maybe, probably not even.
Yeah, Olam is pretty passed out.
Just floating above the bed, like
Yeah, no, if
like
she's
an
still
exorcism.
floating, like...
Yeah, she definitely is. She is
Okay.
going to stop floating after 8 hours. So.
Okay.
So basically, you see that like Olam has put heavy things on all corners of the bed sheet to keep this balloon of her body like underneath the blanket and not let her float away from the bed.
You
I'm
can
gonna
hear.
take the blanket off my bed and add it to the pile.
And Olam's body drifts down just a little bit.
You can hear her
No,
growling and being mad about Lyra. Yeah.
In your sleep. You're not purring?
No.
Okay.
This is an angry dream.
Angry sleep.
I see the
Yeah.
tail underneath the covers just doing that. Alright, I'll very quietly leave the room again and go back there. No, Olam is out cold. But maybe we should not make big decisions that affect the group without all of the group present.
That's why we are here.
But Olam is not. She's still floating.
We
She's
can
not
also just
ready
sleep
to
on
wake
it.
up.
Circumstance, in my opinion, dictates that we decide now. We are now at a point where this woman is weak. She's incapable of properly defending herself due to having depleted most of her magic abilities.
I mean, and Edge cracks their neck a little bit. I'm pretty depleted myself, man. If this comes to a fight, I wouldn't be much of help either. I think we all need a rest after the fight that we had.
Then I
don't-
propose the following. We take her
Sleep on
spellbook.
it.
If we want to establish a trusting relationship with this Lyra, we should begin with what we call in the guarding bit, the tit for tat strategy. Basically, we give trust. If we get trust back, might as well. If she does something to defy our trust, we punish it. But right now, we don't have any reason to begin any hostilities towards her.
I agree with Groen. I think if we take our spellbook, that is the thing that will end up leading us to a fight. That's just taking away her arms and placing her in a very unsure and very vulnerable position. But I also do agree with Tarush that it is smart to make a decision right now, not to keep Olam out, but also not to keep Lyra waiting, maybe becoming distrustful of us as well. I mean, if we let her sit on this for a night, she might change her mind and think that we cannot be trusted because we take so long.
Does Olam have to? Well, as I'm out of character, Olam doesn't really need to sleep right now, right? She can also sleep a bit later and then get her rest.
Oh yeah, you can sleep whenever you want, but
Yeah, you could wake her up.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
can
go
just
ahead.
like, hey,
mean,
hey,
technically-
Olam, how would you be? What do you
I'll
think? of
bite my
this?
hand off.
like technically, guys, it is early afternoon right now. It's like 12
Yeah.
o'clock. So, I mean, Olam is a cat, so I was like, yeah, of course she goes to sleep. But,
Oh.
like, Olam is like awake 2 hours a day, so.
That would be great.
Yeah, Crystal, what do you want?
Yeah.
Mm.
Because you seem to have made the choice to seclude yourself. But if you
Well,
want our characters to wake your character up,
It's mainly because Olam really doesn't have anything left concerning powers. The curse is really draining. That's why I made the choice to make her lay down. Because she doesn't have any spells left, firstly, and all the curse powers are going through her. But you can wake her up if you feel the need to.
If
no,
we
no,
wanna,
but
if we
I'm
wanna-
asking
if we
you,
wanna-
Crystal. Do you want us to include you in the conversation?
If I may, if we want to keep the rules close to ourselves, light conversation is something that can be done while you are having a long rest. So, for example, if Olam wants to lay down and rest, you could also just opt to have the conversation with Lyra and the rest of you in Olam's chambers. Might be an idea that comes to all your minds.
Oh,
We
okay,
can
yeah.
all
that-
settle around her bed. That would sound so
Yeah.
cute.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
Okay, yeah, no,
guess we'll all-
Edge is gonna go. Yeah, I really don't feel comfortable having this conversation with Olam. Without Olam, maybe we should just get Lyra and wake up Olam for a little bit and talk this out. Because I really do not think that we should be making this decision that affects all of us without all of us present. And I shoot a look at Tarush.
I say we don't get Lyra.
Go get Lyra.
No. Why?
All right, then we don't get Lyra, but we are involving Olam in this.
Of course.
Yeah.
Let us then.
Yeah, sounds good.
I think the best what you can do is just join, make some kind of meeting with Alam there, and so that Alam can make its own idea with who about who Lyra is, given the fact she didn't interact much with her, and she can make her own judgment. And I also want to ask a few questions to Lyra, so you might as well do that all together.
How big is the
I'm
room?
fine as long as we are all together.
Yeah.
What we can do as well, I mean, we can make a combination. We can first talk to Olam, and then when we had our talking points, then we can invite Lyra to join the
think
conversation.
The decision we need to make right now is, do we want to keep Lyra as a friend here or as a prisoner?
Friend,
Not a prisoner.
a prisoner is only volatile.
I agree.
Very well. Then
The
I
House
say
of
we
Andra is no place to keep a prisoner. This is where alliances are made.
then I say we wait until the evening. We tell Lyra to settle, and when everyone has had a time to rest, we will continue the conversation.
So we are not waking up Olam right now. We are all going to have a rest,
If
and
we
then
do,
tonight we are going to have a conversation.
Yeah,
the reason I wanted to decide now is because she is at her weakest. If the three of you are intent on keeping her as an ally, then that is already a majority.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. So, for the rest of the day, at least, you are busy with some light activity. Some small things are done here and there as you rest up, heal up with the aid of Crowan and Jack's medical expertise.
Mm-hmm.
And we just fast forward as all of you take a long rest, then.
Yeah.
All right. While this is going on, Lyra also goes downstairs now and again, introduces herself to the bar personnel as your friend, and also has some food and drink herself. She is also taking a long rest while all of you are doing so. And eventually, after an entire day of resting up, evening is upon all of you, as we...
Go to level 3.
But what would you guys like to do?
So, I yeah.
I have a question. Because this, I keep forgetting how healing works with long rest.
Yeah, for the sake of this, as there are two allies with you that can use medicine to heal you up, for the sake of this, and because it would be very boring to go over the rules of how many hit points you get back, we will
Mhm.
just say that during this day you are able to get yourself all the way back to full health.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth, but I'm going from 11 up to 39. That's a big step.
We could also
Yeah,
spend
fair.
another half hour going over that you only get back your Constitution modifier per level, I think. And
Okay. Okay.
But
that's
To be
how it
fair,
works. Okay.
each tower we
Right.
can try and heal Edge, so in the long rest it
Yeah.
would have been possible.
yeah, so more than enough time.
Yeah.
Do some yoga with the boys. It'll be fun.
But after all of this is done, where do you guys meet? What would you guys like to do?
So, I say we meet in Lyra's room.
Yeah, fair.
Not
Okay.
our room. There's already 3 of us here.
Oh, or that. Sure.
Our room
Yeah.
is definitely bigger than Tarush's. Like, Tarush's room has a bed and a tiny little closet, I think, and that was it. Or a desk or something, and a chair. Our room
Maybe
has
there.
3 beds.
Okay. So let's go.
Well, then, as the long rest is being had and all of you gather in one of the larger rooms with 3 beds, count them 3 beds, you begin to converse with Lyra once again. And as you do so, we will go ahead and take a little break.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay.
We will be back at 9:30, well, let's say at 9:40.
9:40.
right now.
Okay.
Yeah. My clock just went over from 9:23 to 9:24. So yeah, it seems that Lyra will not meet her end just yet, as we are walking towards her as an ally. So,
Yeah, yes.
see you guys in 15 minutes, and let's see what else she has to tell and what you have to tell her.
Nice.
Sounds good.
Hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey.
And we're back. So, to jump back into our game, our heroes, known as the Pack, had undergone an adventure to rid the vast city of Farwater from a magical plague that slowly turned the denizens mad. Uncovering that multiple individuals were approached by a dark force naming itself the Shepherd, who were then instructed onto wielding certain power that brought upon this plague, our hero set out to one by one get rid of these individuals, and hopefully in so doing also rid the city of the plague. One of these individuals, Vermilion Valius, is dead. A third one, Dante Corcel, is still out at large. And the second one, Lyra Dracos, is standing with you in this very chamber. Because after you had confronted her about her dealing with this power, she told you that she didn't willingly accept this power, but that she was forced into it and was playing along for now while she was trying to find ways to rid herself and the city of this illness, power, and plague. After temporarily aligning yourselves, it seems that her betrayal did not go unnoticed, and you were assailed by the scum of the city that seemed to be in league with this dark power as well. After vanquishing all of them, you ventured forth to your base of operations, so to speak, the Lake House, which is a large inn slash temple to Avandra, the goddess of the roads and travelers, greeting you, travelers, as companions. Now, in one of your chambers that you have rented here in the lake house, all of you step together after at least coming to the conclusion that Lyra will not be an enemy, but an ally. On one of the beds, Olam is stretched out, eyes slinted, not really awake, but also not completely asleep because conversations must be had. Lyra steps forward with a satchel filled to the brim with all kinds of papers that she expects she will need in these coming conversations. Her mana worm electric eel twirled around her arm and neck, Nala at her presence, her staff in the other hand, and the rest of you strewn about the chamber as well. Here she steps forward and she says, "So I guess that this means that we continue our conversations. In your privacy, what have you decided to do?"
Well, we have updated.
And let's say out of character, we've updated the rest.
We have informed the rest of the group of our conversation, and we have thus far, decided to keep you as an ally, but there are more questions before we give the answers you seek.
And I still have many questions for all of you. So, let's see how this goes, shall we?
Cohen's gonna speak up. You know, I understood that you want to know what our next targets are, and also who our employer is. Why do you need to know that? Do you want to help us out, or?
I believe that I made it clear that I also wish to rid this city of this plague. And I found within all of you an opportunity to do so. So, yes, if you could tell me what your next steps would be, and if I would agree that they are the right ones, I might very well be able and willing to help.
Okay.
In that case, let us start off with telling you our first target.
Can I first roll
Um,
to see if she's lying? That was
yeah.
the thing I was wanting to do.
Very well.
Please.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Perception, yeah. Okay, let's go. It's a nat 20.
Oh, shit.
So that's a 27.
All right. Then
10.
go ahead and take a look at your phone.
Maxime, your rat is making sounds. Could you mute yourself?
No, that's
She
in
does this,
character.
sir.
That's in
No,
character.
no,
That's
bring her out, bring her out, bring
No,
Jessie
no.
out.
I cannot reach, but the wheel is spinning against like something that's hanging, and I have this in voice memos and such as well. Yeah, I sent like daily voice memos to Crystal, and you could hear her running in the voice memo from yesterday.
It's so
I
cute.
didn't listen to that
Okay.
one. No.
Maxime's
then-
like, "Hey, I'm dying," and Crystal's like, "Oh shit, I didn't listen."
Yeah, I was very. I had a cold, so I was like, "Oh, I feel terrible," and in the background you hear her running.
So, Cohen's just gonna go ahead, Jack.
Our first target was.
Wait, but before we talk about this to you, well, the one guy, the bad guy that knew you weren't on his side because he can listen through you. So how do we know that everything we tell you is not going to him?
I'm afraid we cannot know for sure.
So we should not tell you everything, because if you know, he will know.
That's why I was trying. That's why I'm starting with the first target, because I mean, both the bad guy and I mean probably some people in some Swiss already know of this.
Afraid I already.
This already happened.
I'm afraid I already told her of that one. However.
Oh yeah, you did actually. Yeah.
And Olam, while I cannot say with certainty that this information will not be sent forth to our adversary, I have done research. I have taken this connection under the loop and have tried to keep it as, well, absent as possible. I believe that the connection that this entity has with me and the information that is sent through me to them is similar to how I and Nala share an empathic bond. We cannot communicate, I cannot sense through its senses, but I do have a general understanding of what Nala is feeling or thinking.
However, actually, do feel like I should mention something pertaining to this. Our first target that Jack was about to mention, do you remember who I mentioned?
I did indeed.
Yes, Ginger. Sorry, Vermilion. Simple mistake. They had a similar bond to, what did you call it, the shepherd that you do. Nothing that seemed, well, overtly powerful or much more than a simple empathic bond. But Vermilion was completely and utterly possessed by the shepherd during combat.
He was made to kill himself.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They were unable to resist. And they did not seem much further gone than you.
And I want to make an intimidation check with this. I want to scare. Or,
What is your goal? Just to make her afraid?
well, I want to make her doubt herself. And
Right.
so I could also use diplomacy, I guess.
Intimidation could also be done. Your choice.
Yeah.
But it's like, do you just want to scare her, or what is your goal? with
Let's
this?
do diplomacy. I want to make her doubt her own knowledge. She seems very certain of herself.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we've seen Vermilion being very certain of themselves and suddenly being taken over and committing killing themselves. So I want
To be
to.
fair,
I want to.
Crowing killed Vermilion, but okay.
That's no, well, yeah, not literally, but I mean, Vermilion could have surrendered. They would have surrendered. Yeah. So in that sense, I want to push her to a place where she would be more forthcoming and dependent on the pack. And that is a natural 17. 26, because I now have a 9 in diplomacy.
Nice. I do have to eat now.
Really, Bowser? Really? You can't mute yourself for 5 seconds?
No, this is your fault. You
This
fed
is-
me.
This is setting the scene.
Eating together.
I muted him. There we go.
Even if you mute me, Charlie, the rest can still hear me.
Yeah.
That is fair.
Oh, you only protected the stream, I guess. The chat.
Yeah. From the cacophony of the ships. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
The check has been made. She looks down for a moment and then goes, "At the end of the day, what we think we know matters not. What does matter is if you are willing to make a bet. Take a chance on me in the same way that I took a chance on all of you when you barged into my abode. If you wish me a liability, or think me a liability, think me untrustworthy, either due to my morals, my incentives, or some other godly power that might possess me, then no hard feelings, and we will part each other's ways and continue our own goals. But if you believe that I can be of use to you, in the same way that I believe that all of you can be of use to me, and you are willing to take this chance, then let us converse. This is, however, not something to be. How do I say this? This is not meant to entice animosity, but I am an enchantress by trade. I have studied the minds of humanoids for many, many years, and have unraveled some of their mysteries. In so doing, I myself am also capable of thwarting different probings of my own mind. Crone within your midst seems to also have been connected by this power.
Yes.
If at this moment we will leave each other's place, I would caution you with him around. He does not have the mental training that I have. Again, Crone, this is not something that is meant to entice any hostilities from you, but let me just give you this small boon. Even if we cannot align each other, I still wish for you to succeed. So I would not will it upon all of you to be, well, fighting amongst yourselves.
Is there a way you can teach him to cope with this?
Over the course of some 20 odd years, yes, but I believe we do not have those
No.
lengths of time at our disposal.
What if we make him a tinfoil hat?
Hmm.
What is
Yes.
tin?
What is foil?
I mean, tin is known, like
Tinfoil.
it is a metal that is known in the world. Tin foil, I guess you could deduce what it is. Lyra actually responds, well, to be honest, the wearing of metals does thwart a lot of different divination magics. So, in a sense,
Magneto helmet.
you would have to wear a very thick helmet, but like certain spells say that you can like detect through so many feet of dirt, so many feet of wood, or so many inches of lead or something, because it like thwarts the magical energy.
Don't need no
Magneto
helmet.
helmet. Yeah,
So you
Magneto helmet.
I'm gonna go the Oberyn way.
You could also just like buy a safe and just like open it up and put the safe over your head. That could also work.
Or
Yeah.
go the
Just cement
ostrich
it
route
inside a
and just
safe.
like put your head in a hole.
Yeah,
Many options.
Cohen is gonna say, I feel slightly comfortable with you in our presence and completely uncomfortable with you leaving you to do your own devices when you're not sure what your motives are. So I'm gonna reach out and give you a chance to prove to prove each other that we are trustworthy. So you to us, us to you. And I suggest to the group that we just play carte blanche.
No?
I have given you some information about myself. I've given you information about my goals already. I've given you information about yourselves. You have but given me something in the past, a person of interest that you have eliminated. You have given me crumbs on how your benefactor is someone that is pro Farwater, and that there is someone that you are still looking for that is involved in all of this. I think it is time for you to play some of your cards now.
I agree with Lyra. I think that as we expect from, she's telling the truth. In that we might have to open up about this.
So, as Lyra scans the room, Tarush also nods at Jack, looks at Lyra, just goes, wink. As they make eye contact for a second.
God damn it.
I agree. I suppose at this point, concessions must be made.
And we all start looking at Olam to see what her opinion is because we dragged her into it for that specific purpose.
I guess I am okay with her coming, but I do want to know, and not anything against Crowin, but if you can close off your mind so no things we say go through to him, should we exclude, send away Crowin from conversations with more information?
Cohen,
To be
you were
fair,
knocked unconscious. What is the nature of your bond?
I don't know. I don't think the boss. He's trying to seduce me, I believe, but he hasn't. We haven't made a pact. I'm not planning on to making a pact.
But he is in your head.
When I sleep, yes, but I'm not sure to what extent the connection has been made. To be fair, if his connection is strong enough, he might already know what I know, which means that any information you share now, he already has.
Yes, but every plan we are going to make from now on will go to him as well.
That is the worst case scenario.
I do want to take you with us still, but maybe for like the more focused things. I don't know.
Does Crowan have a familiar, a pet that he keeps close?
Nope.
No.
If there is no familiar, and my research is correct, that is the way that this entity bonds with its subjects. That and the sharing of knowledge about this power that permeates all.
Mm-hmm.
Has it bestowed gifts upon you?
I believe so.
Have you used them?
No, not planning to either.
Very well then. Then, if you would allow me in this conversation, I would not see any reason why to exclude Crowan.
Also, Crow knows of our plans and our next steps thus far. I see no reason to not take the leap of faith that if our plans have not already been transmitted, that they will be from here on out.
Then by all means, do not keep me waiting any longer. The anticipation is killing.
Jack. The floor is yours.
Now I have to say that our next, the next subject that we are aiming at is an officer, I believe, at the Silver Sentinels. However, I am looking at you guys. What was his name again?
That would be Dante Corsell,
Dante Corso,
an
yes.
officer stationed on Horizon Isle.
Yeah, just outside of the city, or actually still in the city, but just outside of the coastline.
I know of the Arisen Isle, yes. I believe it houses all of the Coast Guard for this region.
Yes.
Yeah. Which makes it a less ideal place to just visit. I mean,
And I figure
you-
this Dante is a target of yours because it is in league with this entity?
Very much so. And in contrast to you, he has not secluded himself. He stands over his fellow guards with a wicked smile, sly and grim in his demeanor. I gave you a modicum of trust, but I give him none.
This power that the shepherd guides us towards, it is intense. And it can be very seductive for the untrained. A certain guard that finds this shortcut to higher levels, why would you not use it? Seems plausible at the very least. So you are removing these individuals one by one to see if you can stop all of this.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not as much as removing the person as you, but we are trying to eliminate the link with this entity, hoping that that will rid the city of it.
Well, at the very least, we're trying to weaken whatever is behind this. I suppose the more followers that it has, the more powerful it becomes.
And if we find the most powerful individuals connected to it, we may simply follow the power structure upwards.
Also, since we've gained two, well, we gained several hints throughout our investigations about this plague. The biggest one was a magical activation from an artifact we have. That's what led us to you and Vermilion and also Corcel. Also, we had our Olam here as a connection to a goddess and had received a message about it. Only I can't seem to remember the exact wording of her warning. And he looks at Olam. Can it help?
Well, she said, get rid of the ringing in air, crystal, and blood.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And
Would only
I
make
can't
sense.
make a connection with her as long as the curse is in this town. So it's also um, like making some sort of cloud for all the others that are trying to connect with their god, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that the ringing is somehow demonic in nature as well. We encountered a Quasit fighting alongside the scum in the sewers, speaking of the master, instead of the shepherd, as you refer to it.
Hmm. Interesting. Olam, as you were speaking, Lyra also like smiled a little bit at you, like a little bit of a ah smile, and she just goes, Olam, I understand from your companions that you are still very much in the dark in this world. But let me tell you, as someone who is connected to their God in a way such as yours, is a grand blessing. I do not know if you know of what it means to be a member of the Cerulean Circle, as Tarush and I, but it it means that we know a little bit about magic, and to be connected in a way such as you is big.
Well, I'm yes, I'm very new here, so yes. I but I don't yeah, I don't really still not know why others can't really talk with their gods. So maybe that's some silly thing of being around here.
I just wish to impart on you that while others may doubt you, you yourself must never do so. But it seems only clear that the gods of these lands would also be, well, against this rot that is within the air. With you seemingly playing your cards, she gets out a couple of papers and lets them down on the table between all of you. My research has shown that this power is intense and that it is growing. Therefore, while you were trying to work your way upward, my goal was to cut off the head of the snake. I've been searching for this shepherd. I believe it must be close by, and I have learned some things of it. While you were searching for its underlings, I was seeing if I could find it myself. Up until now, I have learned multiple things about it. It can teach all kinds of different magics to its, let's call us followers for now. But it seems to be very much attuned to a couple of elements, so to speak. Sonic, mental, which could very much entice itself with the crystal plague and its inner workings. But next to that, it also knows a lot about water based magics. This, together with the fact that the scum are seemingly its most numerous minions, I believe that this entity is somehow aquatic in nature. It is therefore that I have begun my search throughout the sewer systems to look for its hidey hole. But alas, up until now, they have turned up nothing. But I do believe with its fondness of water that it should live somewhere close to it. I begin to wonder that perhaps if Dante Courcelle is living on this arisen isle, would it be so bold to nestle itself underneath a hold of the Silver Sentinels with one of its lieutenants up above?
It would definitely be difficult to get access. So
Yeah.
therefore it would be hiding under a modicum of safety.
Your hypothesis makes sense.
Then there are two pieces of information that we still have not left out on the table. One of mine and your benefactor. I believe, as you have already taken a couple of healing potions off of me, it seems that by gold value I am a little bit in the lead. So, who is this benefactor? Who is trying to rid the city of this bringing with enough monetary power to grab a couple of adventurers such as yourself?
Before anybody answers, Edge is going to grab a candle from their nightstand, light it,
Mm-hmm.
hold it up next to Lyra, and say, repeat after me before we go any further. By the fire of this flame, I vow. Repeat after me.
I will have to hear the whole thing before I begin to vow anything.
By the fire of this flame, I vow. Any information shared amongst us here will remain amongst us.
By this flame I vow that any information spoken here will remain between us.
Very good. Now blow out the flame. Edge puts the candle back on their nightstand.
Does Crowley recognize what kind of ritual this is from? Is that a tiefling thing? Is that a demonic thing? What is it?
You do see that, like, the shadow of
Witchcraft.
Edge in the light of the flame turns into demonic wings and claws. I mean, sounded simple enough. Could hail from very many different places.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair.
In that case, I think it's safe to disclose
Yeah.
who gave us this operation. Turns out I'm very bad with names. it's a thing.
Contestant.
So
that's
Edge,
right.
was it?
You guys are at least good at keeping the tension.
Now, well, Crowley's going to step up and say, okay, our employer is the captain of the Silver Sentinel called Quintessent.
That's his name. Yeah.
That's his name.
I see.
And he will be our contact to talk to when it comes to accessing the Orison Isle.
But why would he enlist all of you in this? Doesn't he have a small army underneath him as well?
Did we not just tell you of one of his leading soldiers being infected? He knows this. He knows not the individuals. He knows not exactly who has been infected, but he knows that his own lackeys, soldiers, have been interfering with his investigation. Thus, an external force.
So here come a couple of adventurers hired to flush out the rats.
Yeah, we were kind of taken to the prison. So we were all pretty new to this town. So that's why he chose us, because we are not. People will not look at us and think that we are suspicious.
And Tarush kind of smiles as he looks over the entire party and be like, people don't look at us as suspicious.
We're not suspicious
that
at all.
way.
No, no, not at all. Very well then. Then, the last piece of information that my research has brought to all of this was that it seems that this shepherd of ours is just trying to increase what has been done. It is trying to strengthen this vibration by letting it resonate between all of us. And in so doing, it is working towards a point of critical mass. A point of critical mass that I believe might very well intertwine with the end of this month and the beginning of the next. I believe that as the first of Raven Rest arrives with us, the month of the Raven Queen, the month of death, we might see something bad happen. It is that timetable that I have been working with. And it is that timetable that I believe that we should try to avoid.
We did find a sigil in the sewers that we showed to someone who thought that it might be an eldritch sigil, and during the month of the Raven Queen, I believe the veil between worlds is thinner. If there would be any moment for this entity to try to cross over or gain more followers, I believe that would be it.
Then let us see to it that is not reached.
So what is the best thing that we can do now? Do we go into the sewer and kill as many scum as we can? No offense, buddy. Or yeah, he's learning. Or do we keep looking for people high up? Do we try to look for the source? What do we do?
I propose the following. We try and sneak a message towards the captain that we need his aid. We need his aid to gain access to Orzen Isle. While this message is underway, we fulfill our compact with the what did you call it? The head, the guy,
The high host.
the high
Zoriel.
host. We fulfill our compact with him by going into the sewers right here and eradicating as many scum as we can find. Hopefully by the time we get back, we'll have a reply, and we will be able to prepare for a journey to Orzen Isle.
I can use the homeless network to get a message to the captain again.
We can use
I'll
like
start writing.
Yeah.
we can
Get
use
a
like a
little piece
message
of paper and
or we can, yeah, I was gonna say we can use like a message cantrip, but I think we need less distance between us.
A message cantrip is only like in the other room. Like it's
Yeah,
30
precisely.
feet, so 10 meters.
we used the homeless network before and it worked perfectly.
Sounds good.
It seems that this connection with you is already bearing fruit. The captain of the guard himself. Interesting. Well, I do believe that the followers of this shepherd somehow do give it its power. As a dark deity, the more followers it has, the stronger it becomes. So perhaps it is not such a bad idea to get rid of the lieutenants before we venture forth into the belly of the beast. In so doing, I was busy crafting these for myself, for my endeavors, and she puts out 2 potions and points to the first one and says, "This is a potion of water breathing. The last one I have left for now. As a token of faith. And this is what one calls a sea touch elixir. It mutates a person for a time to grow fins and allow it to swim as easily as walk. If you are venturing forth to the Arisen Isle, I believe these will aid you greatly. And let it incentivize that I am indeed willing to help."
Corwin,
Yes.
I suggest you take the sea touch. Edge takes the water breathing.
Okay.
For now.
I do have to say that, and I hold up my spell book like like it's a little book. Like, I do have to say that I also know a spell that can help us out in this, or actually can help me out. What did I call it again? No, not pasta. Not. Oh yeah, air bubble. It creates like a bubble of air around you. Once you hit the water, and then you can swim freely.
Interesting.
Is
Yeah.
there a way to get there without going to the what?
You can cast your spells and float there if you don't want to get wet.
That is not really smart, because then I can't do anything if we have to fight.
It was a joke, Mikarina.
But it is very, very, like, it hurts me, you know.
I suggest we get to the planning of our expedition there later.
Okay.
For now, Tarush looks around. Who has the sewer map?
Didn't you?
Jack, I guess.
Did we have it mapped out?
Yeah, we got a map of the sewers from our foreman
waterworks.
Sutfoot, and
Ah,
Tarush
yes.
starts ruffling through his backpack.
Oh, apologies. 'Twas I.
And
That's right.
he rolls it
was
out. He rolls it out on the ground. So Buddy is here, from what I understood from Afe, right? Okay. And he starts kind of. So Tarush starts kind of pinpointing where the where we are currently, and where roughly around the sewers that would be.
Go ahead and make me a perception check, please. And as the rest of you are looking around, you can also aid Tarush if you'd like.
Yes, please do. I suck.
I ate.
You already know
Me as
that.
well.
I'll give him a +1.
Oh, that's
We
a
all-
20.
Oh,
Oh,
never mind.
all right. In that case,
I don't help.
in that case,
It's another
natural-
5. That's 3 5s for tonight.
But natural 20 for a total of.
26 plus whatever
Yeah.
All right.
penalties and bonuses y'all grant me.
So with that, that will make the. Let's see here. What did I call it? I have to check my notes because I actually made rules for this.
It's so interesting.
Yeah.
As you
Okay.
show the Skittles, I get like this feeling around my teeth that I get when I eat Skittles. It's really
Yeah, the
weird.
sour Skittles. But these are the sour Skittles. They're even better. Right, so as you take the map out, Tarush, and you begin to look it over, beginning to connect the literal dots of the different places that you could go, you find this perfect route from one of the manholes that is close by the lake house to underneath it, where you are pretty confident that you expect the scum nest to be. This will allow anyone who's trying to find its route there through the sewers, I'm guessing that will be Olam, a very easy survival check to get there without any hiccup or other like encounters that might come your way over there.
Well, fair. I was okay. Sorry, I'm just kind of giggling. No, I was kind of giggling because I prepared the comprehend languages skill and to try and like get Buddy to like point out the nest to us, but I'm like, oh, the nest should be there.
No, you have like the sewer maps, and to be clear, like it is multiple layers of like sewers next to each other, but next to the actual sewer tunnels, the map also details all like the different points of interest that the different water workers had. So, for example, they also marked the map as scum intensity here a little bit higher, but no need to get there to flush them out because we also have these routes connecting everything and making everything clean again. Because they also need to maintain all of these tunnels, you know? So with that, you were able to pinpoint where you needed to go. And this map will basically allow you to find your way to certain areas way more easily than what you did before, that you had like random encounters in the sewer systems.
Then I will keep that comprehend languages at the ready.
I think this might be our destination. I'll do you feel comfortable leading us there?
Well, not really, but I guess I have to.
Right, the water. Perhaps we might get some oil.
Eh?
You put the oil in your fur and it might repel some of the water.
Do you mean I can float?
No, just be oily and less
You can
wet.
already float.
I'm not really sure that's better. But thank you for thinking about the solution.
I think Olam detests the water because it makes her fur matted and dirty. Throwing oil into that situation is only going to make matters worse,
That's
I believe.
fair. I'm just like thinking creatively. I prepared a fire spell. We send Olam up front.
Please tell me you
and,
muted the daddy.
I did not.
He's making so much noise. Such a child.
This guy.
Edge
Oh, yes,
Edge
call the
cannot
damn
filter
child.
out the noise.
You know, but he's like making noise.
Alright,
doing
so
it.
Going full goblin mode.
no, okay, so yeah. Let's go.
Great.
Do we keep Buddy here? I say we keep. I'm not sure if we want to take Buddy with us. Well,
And
yeah,
don't think we're going to keep it, let it alone either, so...
that's fair. Yeah, I say meat shield. That's fair.
We could lock the room, you know, leave him with some food.
And then let him fuck up the room.
It is a sentient creature. I don't.
Let's
But-
put him in the Rush's room.
That's where Lyra is right now.
Is
She's not coming
Lyra
with?
not coming with us?
I don't know.
I think so.
Well,
I
if
don't
you
think
are
so.
having a bout out with the scum, just to get some favor from the high host,
Yes.
then no, I will sit this one out. I will get myself a very beautiful room of my own, I think.
Well, but it is also to weaken the
Yeah, but I get it. It's
It's
a
the
job.
side quest.
It's a deal that we.
Yeah.
What's a side quest?
Uh-huh.
It's a deal that we made with the high host, not concerning Lyra. It's
Yeah.
Lyra, could you watch Buddy while we're out?
Yes, sure.
Insight check.
No testing on him.
Is she gonna watch him or is she gonna play with him?
Lyra just says a couple of words.
Sorry, I saw a cat. Baby, look at the little buddy.
What is Olam doing at Charlie's place?
That's
No,
racist.
but seriously, insight check. Is that bitch gonna keep him safe or is that bitch gonna do something else?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Alright.
Inside check doesn't exist in this game.
Oh, right. Perception! That's another fucking 5! Plus
it away.
7 is 12. Is this a loaded die?
You're pretty sure that Lyra is just gonna take care of him. This is gonna be okay.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Fine.
Pretty sure.
Oh, look at the bloody little guy.
I think Lyra is pretty good. Is doing a pretty good job.
You
Yeah.
have fun down in the sewers with the rest of you. and I will make sure that Buddy is here when you return. But please, don't die. I've invested so much of my information in you already, she says with a sly grin as she leaves the room and goes to rent one for herself.
Are we sure I can stay with Lyra?
Yep.
You're welcome to.
How
Yep.
long we need you? Come on, you're easily the strongest one of us.
Crow looks at Edge like.
Crone goes, oh.
Damn it.
I'm the damage dealer.
What? No.
Hey, sneak attacks does a lot.
Yeah, Crone does some sick damage with.
Yeah, and I
with
catch
his
a
attack.
lot of the damage
Yeah, you're
from
the
the
tank.
enemies. But right now I'm trying to get Olam into the sewers. So, you know.
Yeah.
Alright, so, for the sake of pacing,
Yeah.
we can say that you gather your belongings, gear up once again, and go into the sewer system for a nice little side quest. While we don't know
Troll.
what those are. So,
Yeah.
for the sake
But-
of this.
First, we get a message to the captain out.
Oh, right,
Right.
yeah. So, you leave the lake house, and Edge, what are you going to try and do?
I'm gonna look around for a trusty looking homeless person.
All right, so go ahead and make your lore underworld check.
Yay!
Yeah, you got a thing for this.
I got a thing for this. That's a nat 20 for a
Yeah,
total
yo.
of 25.
Hell yeah! So as you guys make your way out of the lake house and towards the entrance to the sewers that you had marked on the map as the most direct route towards the scum nest, you ask Edge if they need like a moment or anything, but Jezza says no, it's okay. And while this is going on, Edge just begins to walk with someone, whispers a couple of words, and you just see the shining of a coin together with like a note to one of these people that then quickly turns into an alleyway. And Edge just goes like, "Wow, it's done."
It is done.
It is done.
All right. As you guys enter the sewers,
Oh,
Hola.
buddy. Oh, buddy, look at him. He's cuddling back. Oh, my God. He's so fucking precious. Look at the little baby.
hola.
And the cat as
Okay,
well.
I'm done. I'm
focus,
done.
focus.
Yeah.
The cat is also
Hola.
very cute as well.
As you guys
Ow.
enter the sewer systems, I would like you to go ahead and make a survival check to see if you can follow the map properly. Do the rest of you have any quote unquote travel tactics that you are?
I'm gonna go do some trap finding. So basically, try to, if I have enough lighting to actually look at the floor or the side or the walls, basically check if there's anything not kosher.
Oh, by the way, you still had like 3 ever-burning candles. What you
I
could
have
have done
those.
for what you could have done, for example, is to buy a couple of lanterns to put them in, so you also always have like lights at the ready if you would like. That's something that you could have done.
Yeah, fair. But
But
Jack
we
also
did
has
not.
no lights, so.
But you can also cast dancing lights.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Lancing Lights.
Alright.
It's very effective.
Okay, so but that will be your activity then. That is something that you will be sustaining. In that light, Crowan can take a look, so you can go ahead and make a perception check for me. Tarush, Edge, what are your tactics?
Detect magic.
Detect magic is on. And Edge?
I'm looking at the exploration activities. I do have a new thing called Thorough
search?
Search, but I don't think that applies here.
That's only if you take twice as much time as usual.
Yeah, okay, so that's not gonna.
No, we might want to.
You?
I'm going to follow the expert.
Okay.
All right. So with that, let's see here. I need to get some stuff ready for all y'all.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Olam, your survival check, please.
19.
19, all right. That has become a critical success due to the incredibly easy nature. So the adjustment was a -10 to get your way, because you literally had like, okay, so follow the map, go right here, go right there.
I guess.
Right. Crowan, your perception check, please.
11.
11. You don't find any things out of the ordinary as you begin
Word.
to walk.
Totally
However-
safe.
Yep. However, because of the great check of your beautiful companion Olam, it seems that no other traps are in the vicinity as you begin to
Oh,
move.
great.
So, however, what does happen, however, is that as you guys are somewhere in the vicinity,
Mhm.
your perception isn't quite high enough to get a stealthily drop on your enemies. So, as we move towards the battle map,
Yeah.
let's see here.
We don't need to be
Play
stealthy.
over there. What would be the marching order that you find yourselves in?
I think Olam, Cohen, Edge, and then the two other ones.
I agree.
All right.
Let's put
And then
Tarush
the
in front of
wizards.
Jack.
Sounds good.
Tarush in front of Jacques.
Jacques.
All right.
Also, apparently, like Chad is saying, Tarush is now piloted by Umbri,
Okay.
the little cat here.
Meow,
He
meow.
seems
All right.
awfully obsessed. Oh, he's following the mouse. Oh, there we go. Now I get what he's looking at. No, look,
Saying
look,
that
look,
sweet
look. He's
eyes.
going circles. He's going circles. He's back and forth, back. No, oh no, wait. He's distracted already.
Oh dear. Those are a lot of things. All right, so with that being said, as you guys are entering the sewer systems, I would
Mhm.
like all of you to go ahead and make a perception check. Crone, will
Again?
take your 11.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Ooh.
13.
13 for Edge.
Same here.
Also 13 for Olam.
A 26. But I do want to say that if this is initiative,
Mm-hmm. It is.
then I would like to add 2 more.
Oh,
Or
for 28
28.
total. Nice. Which
18
leaves us
here.
with Coach for 18. Very well. So, as you enter the sewers and you are getting close to what you believe to be the nest, you eventually spot one scum up to the top right, just over there. And it also seems to spot you, Olam, walking up front. And let me take a look how that goes for. Ooh, that's a natural 20. So
No.
the scum. Oh no, wait. You know what? I believe we go. That's a +6 on its perception, so that only gets him to a 26. So because you had your +2 on initiative, Jack,
Mhm.
you are even sooner than this Squam fellow right over there.
Oh my
Okay.
god, oh my god.
I'm good.
Oh my god. Alright,
Mm.
so that being said, ooh, damn. High initiative rolls. Alright, so as you come close to the nest, you see the first signs of life, namely the scum that are at the ready. And they see you, and as you get towards them, it seems that they do not seem as friendly as Buddy up above, as this one is already getting its crossbow at the ready as you hear him scream and goes in for an attack, but not before the artifact is activating. And after it, we go towards Jack, as your perception is high enough for to allow you to start this combat encounter off.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna do something new here. Let me have a quick look. Because I have some more power now. But so Jack is you can see him actually like thinking like, oh, okay, let's go. Thinking what it's gonna be. And he starts to do like new motions. It's not what he used to do, but it's a bit smoother, and especially if I can. Come on, yeah, okay, got it. I have to open a list of creatures.
Oh shit.
It's a new move. You can also see Jesse on his shoulder, kind of like still looking at what I'm doing, and trying to mimic it in a certain way. As I cast Elemental.
Oh shit. Okay.
Summon elemental.
Yeah, you summon elemental.
Summon. Yeah, I do indeed summon it. What am I gonna? Yeah, I am going to do this one. You can feel a wisp of air pull in, or actually an air wisp. As I summon a air wisp, it's a creature.
Okay.
I believe just like made out of air.
All right.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Let's see if we can find you a nice little air elemental. I believe I should have it somewhere over here. There we go. One. Yep. There we go. Boop. There it goes. An air elemental.
Yep.
And it is now controlled by all players. All right.
Cool.
So now you can put it somewhere wherever you like.
Okay, let me have a quick look. And I'm going to move it. I think I can move it towards the.
Yeah, so first you have a casting range, so it could be already, I think, 30 feet casting range or whatever.
Yeah, and it can fly 30 feet.
And then it moves 30 feet.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, in that case, I can cast it very close to the creature, but just not on the precipice of it. But I make it move towards this scum. And I can do one attack. I can attack it with its. It can attack with its tendrils.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, I can. And actually, wait. I'm gonna do this even better. The creature moved a little bit less close because it has a reach of 10 feet.
Okay.
Nice.
So I can take a little bit of. What is it? Oh, but I rolled poorly. It's all new. This is an 11.
An 11 to hit. I'm afraid that an 11 will not cut it just yet. So, as this one scum is raising its crossbow, Jack, you jump into action, and together with Jesse, you conjure up this ball of air. You blast it through the sewer system, where it turns not only from a ball of air, but it turns into an actual elemental form, as it uses its momentum to get all the way close, and there it slashes out with the tendrils. A couple of loose planks go flying, but the scum itself was just fast enough to jump out of the way of the attack. But with that being said, there are two scum right now that are seemingly aware of your presence. The one that is just in front of the air elemental is just going to first unleash the crossbow bolt that it has towards the elemental, which is going to be a 19 to hit. I cannot hear you.
You are muted.
You're muted.
A 19 just hits.
Just hits.
Aw.
All right. Then he takes 3 points of piercing damage.
Okay, cool. Let me.
And I'm not sure, like, if it's an air elemental, does it have like resistance to physical damage? I don't know the stat block.
No, it only as far as I'm concerned, it does have some immunities to bleeding, paralyzed, and such. But I believe you can actually attack it. Yeah.
Okay. In that case, as the first bolt enters the air elemental's body, he is quickly going to reload and unleash another bolt. This one coming in at a 16 to hit.
It misses.
The second bolt misses. Then, from the other side of the tunnel, you can find the air elemental can find this other scum, which is going to take a couple of steps and then walk away. As this is going on, Tarush, what are you doing with your life?
All right. So Tarush is gonna. Honestly, it's a difficult question. Where's the scum that you were referring that was walking away? Oh, it's already off map.
It is off map. It
Fair
turned
enough.
into a tunnel, and that is where it is now.
And over here we have water, right? I don't want to go into that. So Tarusha's just gonna take it easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then another 4 steps. And over here he is going to take an action to take cover.
Okay, and cover is taken.
And there's no music.
Oh,
I still hear music.
yeah, but sometimes the music doesn't work for. There we go. And now you should hear music again.
Thank you. So Tarusha's going to take cover as he runs up, holding his staff gripped in his right hand, and just leans against the corner of the wall, and he starts preparing spells. But for
Oh.
now, I'm just too far out of range to really do anything of note.
At which moment, Olam, you are the one that is up on deck.
I am going to use my reach spell, and then Divine Lance the butt of this scum.
Ooh. You go ahead and do just that.
So I am going to roll attack, which is 13.
13 misses, I'm afraid.
Dang it!
13
that's
not too high. As you jolt out this divine glowing lance with the same like darkness of space but twinklings of starlight within it, it just blasts the rock behind it. And you do see now that this divine lance, you have cast it before, but this time it packs quite a little bit more of a punch as you have leveled up and increased your power, but also your understanding of the magics that you wield. After which, Edge, you are also someone that has a turn.
Well, thank you. I am going to move. I counted about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh.
Math has to be done in Dutch.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Oh, I can do math or I can do English. I cannot do both at the same time. I'm gonna move over there because I have a new speed of 40 feet.
At least you're pretty.
What?
At least you're pretty.
Fuck you, dude. I'm gorgeous. And the scum is within range, so I'm gonna fire my lightning blast at him. Ooh, on the table, please. That's a nat 20.
Ooh!
For a total of 29.
And the casting words are indeed unlimited power. Because they are purple, right? There's purple lightning.
Yeah, it's like a purplish white kind of.
Right, yeah.
It is.
That's a critical hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. That's a 5 on the die times 2 is 10 plus 5, I think, because I went up. Yep. So that's 20 points of damage.
20 points of damage. Damn.
Oh wait, how is it 10 plus 5, right? It's 5 is also doubled.
The modifier is also doubled in Pathfinder. Yeah.
Wait,
It's
you
just in
have
D&D that the modifier.
Oh yeah, 5. Oh yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. Sorry. Math is
sorry.
hard.
But sorry, guys, you have a +5 in charisma?
I have a +4, but I have my spell's heightened now, so I get a +1 to my modifier, right?
No, you roll an extra die. That's usually how it works with the
Yeah,
heightened.
like-
It says plus 1d4 and shit.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's heightened
okay.
to-
Then
it's
then
heightened
I'm
to
gonna roll an extra die.
Well, okay,
it's-
wait. Stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the heightened, it says what it means to be heightened. You are now casting it at 2nd level, so at the spell, it should say what it does.
Well, it doesn't say anything at heightened 1. It just says something at heightened 2.
Okay, what is the spell that you were casting?
It's a modified version of the acid splash.
Acid Splash. Okay, cool. So,
Because I did look that up this afternoon.
okay, so Acid Splash says heightened 3rd. Okay, so it's just a normal attack right now.
Okay, so just 20.
So right now it's still just you deal 1d6 plus 1 splash acid damage. So on a critical success, the target also takes 1 persistent acid damage. Okay, so basically what it now means is it takes 2d6 plus 2 lightning damage, and it takes 1 persistent lightning damage.
So that's it. So 12 and then 1 persistent.
Do I add my charisma modifier to it still?
It doesn't say though at the cantrip, so then it doesn't.
Okay, then I have been calculating that all wrong. So that's just a 1d6 plus 1.
Yeah, but you already rolled that one. It was a 5, so that's good enough.
Yeah, no, but I'm editing my sheet right away,
Oh, yeah.
so I don't make the same mistake again. So that's 12 then.
Yeah, okay, so that's 12 points of damage.
That's still a lot of damage.
Still a lot of damage, and together with the persistent lightning damage that is still like going through its body, it falls down to the ground, limp and defeated.
I killed something.
Yay!
Oh, yeah, you did.
And then I have 1 action left. But I'm gonna use that action, I think, to look around and see if I see any other scum or movement.
All right. For now, you do not see any other scum or movement, although you do hear in the distance some thingy-wingies.
Okay.
I see in the distance some thingy-wingies.
You hear in the distance.
I hear in the distance some thingy-wingies.
You hear sounds, a different cacophony of different kinds of sounds.
Okay. Then that is my turn.
Okay.
Very well. All right. Then, with Edge out of the way, we go to Crone.
See, I think I have to, take myself that. Then I can actually move him. Yeah, I already looked up how much I can move with a triple move. So I'm gonna go there and be the target. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna be target, y'all.
Yeah. That was my turn.
Very well. Then, with your turn out of the way, we go towards the top of the round. At which moment you can hear, coming from the cave system, different sounds all going as you have seemingly aroused the nest of scum, and you are indeed in for a fight.
We can solve that in 10 minutes, right? Yeah. No problem.
Probably.
Artifact also goes off.
So, Jack, the artifact gives you a nice little boon as a fierce attack comes your way in the form of a green whiff of energy. And with that, you are also the first one that will have their turn.
What you gonna do?
Good question, Crone.
What you gonna do? He has no targets from what I can see.
We do not see any scum at the moment, right?
You do not.
No, that's
You
a
hear
thing.
them coming from like the top right of the sewer system right now.
Well, I think this is what I'm gonna do. I yell, legs up, out of the water, and I cast, just like a bit in the distance, electric arc on the water, just to
See if you
hinder,
can find anything.
just to hinder anything that might come through the water towards us.
I mean, I believe. Can you hold a spell? Can you use like?
No, not really. A readied
Concentration?
action is 2 actions for 1 action.
Yeah, so you can't do 3 actions for a 2 action thing.
I mean, Maxime, like, honestly, you're better off just walking further, I think.
Yeah.
I think in that case, I am going to walk further myself.
Yes.
And I'm going to use 1 action to make my air wisp walk as well. So this can go, let me have a quick look, about 40 feet, I believe they said.
It says 30, but okay, fine. Yeah.
Actually, it has 2 actions if it's not going to attack. I want that one. I'm going to make my air wisp move all the way over yonder.
You do see that right over here. I'm not sure if you can see
yeah.
where I'm pointing right now.
That's where we're going.
There seems to be an entrance to
yeah.
some place.
In that case, I'm not going to move it that far, but I'm going to move it over here.
Very well.
And I'm going to move myself for 2 actions. Let's make... Oh, no. Oh. Let me see real quick. About here, just after Krillin.
Very well.
With 2 movements, you reach there.
Wait, I think so. I'm going to do a quick calculation, but
You have 25 movement speed, right?
Yeah,
I do have- yeah.
there's so two
Because I
squares
use a
fewer
triple
than
move to
that.
get there.
In that case, I'm going to move just in front of Tarush again.
Yeah, fair.
Okay. With that out of the way, you can hear. Do you know that scene in Lord of the Rings where they are in the mines of Moria and you can hear like all of the goblins begin to rile up in the distance?
All the goblins.
That, but basically Murloc sounds.
Okay.
They are
What's your
all
power roll?
nice and riled up. And what happens first is that this little figure comes outside, takes another step, and just goes and reloads, shooting at the air elemental for a total of 13. So I think that misses.
Mm-hmm.
At
Yeah,
which moment,
16 missed, so 13 also missing.
at which moment some things happen.
Okay.
And there we go. And then
Apparently, we're frozen.
Yeah, I see it. Fixing.
Let it go. Let it go.
and another scum exits the premises, but seemingly has no actions left to do anything. And we go to Tarush.
Hold on, give me 1 sec. So skip my turn until I
Very
fix
well.
this. Always on
And-
my turn. I think this is the second time that happens.
Damn, son.
Let's see, who's still
Alright.
frozen? Oh, me.
Okay. Then some things happen in the dark, what you cannot see.
Mm-hmm.
And then
And then I'm ready to go.
let me
Perfect.
just- So, for the sake of this, I will just say that all of the different low-level, just denizens of scum, all pour out of this hole. As they are all grabbing just some makeshift weaponry, this
Oh,
small
damn.
horde of scum just exits the vicinity and tries to go in and attack all of you, but for now they can just make it all the way over here.
Okay.
And you feel pretty darn confident that you have found the nest.
I hope we have an AoE spell.
So first,
Oh, yeah, we
Tarush.
do.
Tarush.
Yeah, but Tarush doesn't have it. Well, he doesn't have it in range right now. But for now, what to do? This is not a very convenient thing. So how deep does the water seem?
About like 5 feet.
Okay.
Enough to swim in, but you can still stand like up to your waist.
Okay. So I have prestidigitation for that. So basically I want to use... I would like to... I'm just gonna see what the deal is. 20 feet? I mean, I want to get over here and then take cover again within 1 turn. Is that possible, you think?
You could try and make a long jump.
Yeah.
The athletics check that you need to make then is let me just take a look-see. But that would be a skill check. That would be like you take 2 move actions to get to the other side, and then oh,
Yeah, I would totally suck at that. No, never mind. My armor is too,
Heavy.
yeah, too heavy for that. Let's go with 1, 2, 3, 4. And I stand here. I cast shield as my first action, and then as my third action, I use reach spell. So I start preparing my meta magic for next turn. Can I do that?
I'm not sure. Let me take a look. Because I'm not sure if it is just the next spell you cast or the next spell this turn.
It needs to be the next action, I believe. If the next action you use, yeah.
Right, yeah, makes sense.
So I use reach spell, so my next action will
Yeah.
My next
cool.
spell will have a 30 feet increased range from here.
Oh, that's
as-
nice that you can use that on the turn before.
That's right.
Yeah.
So Tarush just basically knocks down his staff onto the stone cold bricked ground as this sphere of telekinetic energy emerges around him, and his gloved armored hand just starts making these movements as energy starts crackling around him. Get ready,
As Edge-
motherfuckers.
As Edge sees this from the corner of their eyes, what do?
Wild magic.
Yeah, but I was thinking we end this round of combat and then we do the wild magic and we'll use that as a beautiful cliffhanger. I did
Yeah.
see.
Can I jump diagonally?
Diagonally, you could jump diagonally, but that would be a higher DC because you would have to jump a larger distance.
Yeah, 50 feet, that would be.
Fine, then I'm just gonna jump over. Yeah.
Right. So, long jump. Long jump. There we go.
Long
Honestly,
jumping.
for a sec, I was like, Diagon Alley? What?
Yeah.
What? What?
Do you get it now? Do you get it now? Do you get it now?
I thought you were smart, Narush.
Okay, so basically the DC for your athletics check for your long jump is the amount of feet that you need to traverse. So you
Okay.
could go for 15 feet, and then the DC for your 15 feet jump is
Oh
a
hell,
15.
I'm gonna fucking try that then.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead and make me a check.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics.
16.
16.
You made it.
I do believe that 16 is a higher number than 15. So and
Math.
technically, you would also have to have a running start to make a long jump. So it makes sense that you were basically walking a couple of feet towards Tarush and then using that momentum to make the jump to the
Or
other
I
side.
could
over
use
there.
my other leg to push myself off the wall.
Yeah, no,
Or
but
is
you
that
need
not a wall?
no, you need like a running start. It actually says so
Okay.
in the ability that you have to have like 10 feet of a running start to make a long jump. It's like all other rules and feats to be able to do that without.
Right. Okay, so that's 15 feet off my movement, or is that an action?
This is basically 25 feet, I think, because you had to have like a running start and then jump all the way over here.
That's 20.
So that would be basically one move.
Ah,
action.
I was in front of Jack. So that was 20.
Yeah. Yeah, what I'm saying is you needed to take a couple of feet over there and then jump. So that would be
Okay.
long jump is 2 basic actions.
2 basic actions.
Yeah, because you have
Alright.
to have like the run up and then the jump. It says so in
Okay.
the ability.
All right. But do I need to take the distance that I traveled off of my movement? Or can I now
It's-
still walk my full
You are where you are. You have used 2 actions. You have 1 action left.
Okay.
Right, and I'm a move my 40 feet then.
All right.
That
As
is
these 9 scums ready to surround a air sprite. It's no, I'm not gonna leave that air sprite on its own. Surround me, scum.
It's a cool air sprite, okay? Olam, what do you do?
I'm the only tank you have, guys. I'm doing my fucking job, okay?
Yeah, but... Okay, never mind.
What? Since when are you the only tank, Edge? The fuck?
Yeah.
Since you keep using your fucking crossbow from
I
a
haven't used my
distance,
crossbow.
throw
Yeah,
in.
but tank
Okay.
doesn't mean go 60 feet ahead of the rest of us.
What do you do, Olam?
I got inspired. I wanted to
did?
walk all the way around, but now I want to jump.
Farewell, you are going to jump.
Where do you think I can jump to from here? Because I was thinking, can you see my thing? To here?
Yeah.
Okay, so you could
So
you
from
could,
this point. To
yeah, so you could like have a running start and then jump 7.5, 15. Wait, so to here, and then it's
15 feet.
15. All right, so yeah, so that would be a
Yeah.
DC 15.
You
So
can
go
do it,
ahead and make an
Olam.
athletics check.
If
I
I,
believe.
don't make it, would I fall?
Yeah.
We will see what happens.
I have landed on my feet, so I would not fall prone.
Mm.
But you would fall in the water.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that.
Roll. can do it.
That is athletics. Right? Athletics?
Athletics?
Yes.
Yes, athletics.
Okay. So 16.
16. Oh! You make it beautifully.
Twinsies.
These are those Pathfinder fantasies that are coming to life, able to jump and land on your feet.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility to walk further than my just normal feet? Or not?
No.
I'm afraid not. Sorry. So,
So-
these you have used 2 actions to do the long jump. Now you have
And
1
I'm
action
going
left.
to walk over here.
Okay.
That's it.
Crowan, will you also jump?
Crow doesn't do this jumping bullshit. Wades through the water, so that cost me 4 movement, I guess.
Sorry, what did you say? Like wading through the water?
Yeah, just go through the water. So
Going through the water, you could use 1 full movement because like jumping into the water would be 5 feet,
yeah,
then 10 feet difficult terrain, and then another 10 feet.
yeah.
So you could basically like get over here or over there with 1 move action.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, it doesn't matter much because I'm gonna move again.
Yeah.
Then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And yeah, I'm gonna go full screw you, Edge. I'm the tank here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, boy,
Look at those hit points.
let's go.
39, 41. Hey.
Yeah.
All right. So
Difference of 2 fucking hit points. I'm a tank.
with that being done,
It's not about the size of your hit point pool, it's how you use it. Come on, you two,
Exactly.
stop comparing.
Exactly.
Can
I didn't go down in the last one.
I want to hop in and say that I still take a -3 from physical damage, so I think I'm the tank now.
I also had those bracers, right, who did the same thing, right?
So,
Yeah.
as the last scum seems to exit the cave and join its brethren, the artifact is rousing by your side as it begins to pulse with magical energies, anticipating the coming combat. And I would like Charlie to go ahead and roll us a d20 in.
I never wanted to see a force so much as now.
Oh god, this is the fireball time, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. All right, here we go.
Day of the
Let's see.
fireball.
Oh, wait. Wrong one. There we go. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. No! I went from a 4 to a 9. It's a
To a
9, Malcolm.
9. All right. So with that, I need another d20. You, as always, are odd. The other ones are even.
Mm-hmm.
Odd.
Odd. At which point, as all of these scum pour out of their hidey hole, a pulse of magical energy washes over you, and as it passes over each and every one of you, you are erased from existence. As each and every one of you turn invisible.
Yeah!
And as the entire group of scum is standing there, not realizing what's going on, we will go ahead and end today's session.
Oh, thank God!
Don't play us like that, Mouter. My heart literally stopped. Okay?
This is
I
great.
skipped a beat. That was not okay.
So next episode, all of you will be invisible.
Yeah.
Granting you a nice little boon in the coming combat, because that means that everyone needs to like make flat checks to even be able to hit you.
And
So, yeah.
Jack, you still have your fierce attack.
I do still have
forget
that.
about
I
it.
didn't attack last time.
And I have a shield.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nidego.
Yeah, so I think you guys are gonna be okay with this one.
Yeah.
You are going to be
Jesus,
able
now I'm fucking fear sweating. God damn it.
It's okay, Ave. It's okay.
It's okay. We still
It'll
love
be
you.
A-okay.
I mean, to be fair, that little 4-9 was in this case pretty nice,
Yeah.
because otherwise that fireball would have landed on us.
Yeah, but no.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Oh,
But for now,
okay.
in the sewer systems of Farwater, it seems that your side quest to aid Zorel with the eradication of this scum nest will finally come to its conclusion,
Mm-hmm.
as the artifact is with you this day and has bestowed upon you all the power of invisibility.
Invisible.
What has also been transpiring is that somewhere through the streets of Farwater, a seemingly uninteresting homeless person is walking towards the guards with a note. So who knows what will happen next week? Perhaps the note will find its place and you will be able to fight and conquer yourselves through the Arisen Isle towards Dante Corcel. Perhaps everything will be killed here as the scum only roll natural 20s from now on. If you wish to know what will happen, you will have to tune in next week as we continue our adventures then.
In 2 weeks.
Oh
Next
wait,
week won't be
for
normal.
2 weeks. Yes. Next week, a couple of people from our side will not be able to attend due to Eastern-related activities. So let's
Easter,
show
not
hands.
Eastern.
Yeah, not
Okay,
Eastern. I was
Eastern. Sorry, Eastern. Let's have a show of hands here. Who is going to be there? Because I am also not being able to be there next week.
Bitch.
That's gonna be me and Abe.
I can be there. Like I'm going to go to my parents, but I have streamed before from my parents' house. So
I guess Abe and I
Sounds
could
like it's
continue-
gonna be a fucking PvP, bitch.
Oh fuck!
I was gonna suggest Crusader Kings 2 with Abe as commentary.
Yes.
that
Yes.
sounds fun.
Yeah.
I will be channeling my darling fiance Crystal and tell you to kidnap and murder all the babies.
Kill them all.
I think I still have a campaign. We still have that to continue as chiefess of
Chiefess, yeah.
Ukraine and conquer Eastern Europe. Whatever. We'll see what happens.
All of you can see Charlie in the only situation that he is pro-children.
Exactly. Yeah. He's been popping out a lot of babies, but he still hasn't named one after me.
I'm just screaming like, "Oh my God, get me pregnant, bitch!"
Yeah. My husband won't fuck me. What the hell?
And by the way, Ave, with Charlie's opinion on children, the fact that he hasn't named a child after you yet is the biggest compliment of all, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Wait,
His firstborn Crystal.
no!
It's just so much.
You hate me, don't
she
you?
should be sacrificed to Cthulhu.
So if you wish to see all of that debauchery, then tune in next week, and the week after that, we will continue the beautiful adventures of the pack.
I have an announcement to make because I haven't really had time to share anything about it this week. But tomorrow,
Oh.
God,
Pregnant?
no! Don't scare me like that, Wouter.
How could I scare you?
You're
I
the
believe that
DM.
you
You
are
get to
going
decide
know.
these things.
I have ADHD, dude. I have like. But anyway, tomorrow, April 11th, I will be joining Monopod Studios again for a little campaign that we've been planning called
nice.
Champion de la Liberté. It's about a meteor crashing into the planet and lots of weird fungus growing around it in a state that is pretty much in a perpetual French Revolution. And we're going to be playing that for couple of months every Monday, I think 8 o'clock Central European time
That's
at the
awesome.
Matapot Studios
yeah.
channel.
That
So
sounds so cool.
Fuck yeah.
so if you don't like me and Charlie hanging out next week on Sunday, don't worry, because the day after we will be heading into our second session. So yeah, if you guys want to hang out, just I will be posting something through the A Tale of Dice Instagram because I run that bitch, and who's gonna stop me tomorrow to give you guys the link and the exact time that we will be playing. But we're all very excited, and I can't wait.
Better
Nice.
roots is always French.
I did for a second think, oh, it's the French Revolution. I kind of want to make a bard based entirely off of Beauty and the Beast's Lumiere. But then I was like,
I once
I am literally the tank. Like I'm revisiting the character that got me the role on A Tale of Dice. I'll be revisiting Bork. And I'm literally the only melee character, so I was like, yeah, no, let's just stick with the guy who just swings his axe at things.
This reminds me of when I was playing an elven bard who was also, French, because elves were French in that universe. But we had an actual player who was French who kind of got, sometimes annoyed at my fake French, because I don't actually know French. And at one point, her human character was like, no, that's not right. I was like, no.
You humans do not get to tell me my language. It is my language.
That's very French of you, though. I love it.
Wow. Beautiful stories.
Yes.
Or Vincent.
Yeah, the pain is real, guys.
I actually speak a little bit of French, so my accent wouldn't be nearly as racist as Charlie's. But yeah,
there you
no, I
have it,
kind of
people.
like Bork as a character.
So there you have it, people. Enough different sessions, enough cultural appropriation, enough cringe to go around as much as you would like. For now, though, enjoy the last 45 minutes of your weekend. We love you, and we hope to see you in all of those sessions.
Okay.
Bye.
Later, guys.